Mm. Good morning, my coffee outlaws. How are you? Welcome to the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vicki Helm, and today is Hump Day. It's the middle of the week. And if you're new here, welcome. We share insights, we talk, we have a coffee break together. We go back to work. Everybody has a bit of fun. And if you are a regular, thank you for watching the show. We appreciate it so much. We really enjoy having people on board. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for popping on. Do me a favor, put your name down below or down by the side so that I know who you are that's coming in. Thank you for being here. And also, if you are watching this afterwards and you're watching the replay, do me a favor, down below, write #replay and let me know you're there. I see people popping on already. I want to say good morning, Barb. I hope you have a fresh cup of joe. I do. I know that it's really great to have a fresh cup of coffee on a coffee break. Let's see. Good morning from Karen. Karen, I've missed you so much. I love to see your name pop up right there, my friend. It's so great to see you. And if you're new and if you've never given permission, hi, everyone from the Smart Life Club. I think that might be Robin. How are you? Above right here, if you're looking up, there will be on the live something that says StreamYard /Facebook, and it'll give me permission to see your name during the show. And I'd really love to know who's on because there's so many of you on right now. And I'm so excited. Oh God, what an incredible day. What an incredible week we've had. You know, hey, good morning, Jane. How are you? I love her last name. I mean, I'm almost willing to change my name to Goodheart. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much this morning, Stephen. Thank you. I'm enjoying our conversation. I would love for you somehow to fit that video that I saw into this club group. Let's see. Good morning. Good afternoon. That's right. It is afternoon where you are. Back at you, Vicki. Thank you. Jane Goodheart is with us today. I love that last name, Goodheart. Could you imagine if everybody just had the name Goodheart? I just think it would be a peaceful world. Or Goodrich, Goodheart, Goodrich heart. That's just the way it is. That would be the great day. So I want to let you know it's now to the point where it's after Thanksgiving and it's like, turkey day number, I don't know. I actually ended up making a ginormous pot of turkey soup because there's only so much, you can have so many sandwiches, so many things like this. I want to let you know Robert C. Stern just popped on board. Hey. Happy hump day to you too, sir. Good morning, Lori. Nice to see you on board, everyone. I'm watching from within the Smart Life Club group versus the page today. Hello, Barb. Nice to see you. Thank you for doing that. And I have been enjoying the puppy pictures, and every blue moon, the puppy cam is out, and I'm still enjoying that and so grateful that everybody is on today. But let me ask you something. I just want to ask you something. Is it just me? Or are there some habits that no matter how adult you become, you still have these little kid habits? So, for instance, I have little kid habits. I still like to be the first person in the peanut butter jar because the top of the jar is so smooth. I still get excited when I buy or there's a tin of strawberries inside the refrigerator. You take the strawberries out and you're looking for the biggest, juiciest, reddest ones. So you get to pick the strawberry of your choice out. And then when it comes to fruits, you examine the fruit and you're like, yes, this is the one I want. Am I the only one that does that? Or are there other people who like to be the first one to cut into the pie? Is it just me? I mean, I know these are like not the most adulting habits, but there's some things that I like to have. Facebook. Oh, there's the video right there. Karen, Stephen put a link to a video that I would like to have put in the Smart Life Club. And if we could move that somehow, because I see the video link. but we will add it to the Smart Life Club. I'm sure you do, Jane. Something is happening. Robert says, I'm still the Toys R Us kid, must do things first and have fun. Ooh, I loved being a Toys R Us kid. I am really a Toys R Us adult, really. So anyway, what I was noticing this morning is that when I get to be the first one to have the peanut butter or open the top two or whatever, there's this little kid part of me like, oh, I'm the first one in the box of cereal, which means I'm going to look at the box of cereal and look for that one decoder ring that was in the box of the Cracker Jacks or the cereal or whatever. And I noticed that there was still this little quality of being a kid and being, oh, I'm the first one to get that. I'm the first one to get the scoop of ice cream. I'm the first one. And I was laughing at myself because the truth was I was the only one in the house right now. And so when you're the only one in the house, you get to be pretty much the first one into everything. Stephen's video has been hidden, will be removed to the group after the live. Thank you very much. So maybe that's why we couldn't transfer it, is because it was hidden. So we'll figure that out. Thank you. Anyway, so what I want to ask you is, what's your favorite thing to be first in line for? I love to be the first in line for the fresh cup of coffee. So, I also love to be the first one in the peanut butter jar. Don't know why, just happens to be that way. Or any jar, if it's Nutella or mayonnaise or something, this neurotic habit. That's, being the first one. Robert, thank God somebody said something. My mom used to make the Mighty Fine chocolate pudding. Ooh, Mighty Fine chocolate pudding. I would have been first there too. I had to have the first one all the time, but also had to have the last one also. I don't blame you. She must have made some really good chocolate pudding. And so I know there's some of you that are like, I was the only kid. I was first at whatever I wanted, blah, blah, blah. But I will tell you, there is some little kidness. Stephen says ice cream. First, second will work. First and second will work. You're right. Ice cream is really good. They used to have that Neapolitan ice cream where it was like vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. And you kind of had to run your scoop between all three of them so you could be first in all three scoops there. I have FOMO on technology. Must try it out first, Robert says. This is Robert Stern. You know what? It's interesting because for some reason, I don't get FOMO with technology. I still, honestly, this is an Apple 8 Plus, and I'm like, why would I use anything else? It is the perfect phone for me. And it works really great. And there's really, I'll probably jump from the Apple 8 Plus to the Apple XX14, something like that, or whatever, when I'm done using this one. But it serves my business and it serves me well, and I like it, and I know how to use it, and it's just easy. So when technology comes out, it's software that I'm a geek for right there, Robert. It's like, if it's software and they say it's going to make a job or a process easier, then right away I'm looking at the job or the process right now. And I'm trying to say, is this software better? Is it easier? Is it less expensive? How do we use it? That's my weakness. My weakness is a really good piece of software comes out and I'm on it. Karen is saying happy Hanukkah, Robert. Stephen, ice cream, me first. That's right. Robert says, for those that don't know, FOMO is fear of missing out. And that's true. It's fear of missing out. And that happens a lot to us, doesn't it? We get the fear of missing out on a great deal, or fear of missing out on our friends having fun, or a fear of missing out on all sorts of stuff. But today I was noticing my adult habits that aren't really adult. I'm like, okay, I like to be the first one to use the peanut butter, the first one that I don't know why. And I think honestly, my spouse knows that. And she's probably like, Vicky, I'll just leave this here for you so you can be the first one to open the peanut jar. Let's see. Thank you for clarifying for everyone, Robert, for Hanukkah and Christmas, because they're both important holidays. And to me, what's super important about that is I actually love spirituality in all its forms. I do not care how we come to know the divine. I care that we come to know the divine. And this holiday thing between celebrating the miracle of Hanukkah, which was the only having light for, I don't know, a day or so, and it lasting 10 long nights, that light coming home, and the story of the birth of Jesus on Christmas Day, whatever way we come to the divine, I don't care which story it is. I care that I have brothers and sisters in the divine with me, then that's fun. And understanding both of those things is fabulous. Stephen says, coming from a large family, I would say the bathroom. That is so true. Stephen, what you said is so funny because it's so true. It's so important. Back in the day when they made the houses, they only made one bathroom. They didn't make, one or two or three. There was just one bathroom. And if there were a lot of kids in the house, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that rush to the bathroom was definitely something. It's like, I got to use the bathroom and I got to wait in line. You got that right. Man, that cracked me up. Thank you. I needed that. Robert says, I like to be the first one to tune in to the Coffee Break show when it goes live. Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you for that. You just know what to say to a gal, don't you? I'm telling you, Robert, we're going to get you some dates by the time we're done here. So anyway, being first at something in your life is so important. And it's like there's a joy of being the first person in the peanut butter. But there's my camera is like adjusting. I'm going to have to just move in so it doesn't adjust so much more now. But what happens when we decide to be first is that there's something inside us that can either turn competitive or self-reflective. Because one of the things that I like to do and be first at is understanding how I operate. Because part of the reason I really spend a lot of time looking at that is because if you can command your outcomes, meaning when that negative thought comes in, you have enough mindfulness and awareness to switch it out, you can have the things that you want in your life. Your life will start reflecting what you want. And as you grow, your life grows. And as you think, your life becomes. And that's so important to me to understand that no matter what you do, how you think is how your life becomes. Don't you think you should be like looking at how you're thinking or what you're doing or the satisfaction you're getting when you're the first person in the peanut butter? Wouldn't it make sense that we become clearly aware of ourselves, aware of how we operate? And I'm of the mind where I know I have a higher self and a lower self. And everybody loves to pay attention to the higher self and get out there and say, this is my higher self intention. Nobody wants to talk about the shadow self or the parts of themselves that they're not very proud of, or maybe they're embarrassed or ashamed by. Maybe those things we don't want to look at. And yet that's the very nature, the crux of where we want to go. Take our vision and look at both. Recognize both, because you can't command both if you're unwilling to look at it or look at why it's not working. We only look at what is working and how great this is, but why is it not working? And one is, this isn't going the way I thought it should go. I wonder why. What are you open to? What other ideas can float in? If we're constantly capping ourselves with, I don't want to see that, I don't want to know that about me, then you can't know yourself. And knowing yourself is being able to command your outcomes. It's about learning to be kind to yourself instead of like yesterday afternoon, I got really tired. I was so tired around 2:00. And I was like, no, I relentlessly wanted to finish this chapter, but there was no creativity for the chapter because I was so tired. And the more I beat myself up, the more tired I became. So I just stopped everything, closed it down, and took my dog for a walk. And then All of a sudden, when I did something else, the creativity came back. Well, if I don't know how mean I am to myself, that I am my own slave driver, the worst slave driver, I can't stop me. I can't say, Vicki, this isn't going to work. Let's do something else. So it's important to know who you are. Robert says, don't have the limitations. Use your imagination like my drawing. That's right. Use your imagination like your drawing. And you have a lot of good imagination, by the way, Robert. You're extraordinarily creative. I love that. Karen, Stephen, I know that is true, but today that is so funny. I don't know what Stephen said that was funny, but I'm certain it was because he likes to share humor. Smart Life Club says, yay, our favorite fan. Thank you. President of the fan club is obviously Karen. Thank you. Stephen says, you hit the nail on the head. Today, I tried to control my outcomes by using my higher level of being and thinking to control the situation. I love who I am because love is my passion. That is very true. Interestingly enough, Stephen, I think, hi, dear. Hi, are you Ghana? Are you Sangar? Who is this that says hi, dear? I just want to know who your name is. But Stephen, I want to go back to what you said because it's so important. The only way, I want you guys to listen to this because he nailed it. The only way through your shadow is with the view of love. If you go looking through your shadow with your old past critical self, you'll just ruin your self-esteem. You won't even like that. Hey, Sangar, nice to see you. Thank you, Karen. That's so important because we always forget. We always try to uplift ourselves with a false sense of self-esteem instead of getting very real with ourselves and saying, what is the raw? What is the real? Who is this? Why am I operating like this? And doing it with love, not with, who are you? Why do you think you don't want to be mean to yourself? And Stephen nails it when he says, I love who I am because love is my passion. That's true. It's like love isn't some just emotional thing. Hi, I feel love and you love me and I love you. And it's this emotional thing. Love is much deeper than that. And when it comes to getting into divine love, if you have divine love, then that's the only thing that's going to help you break through past patterns. Hey, Robin, how are you, honey? And you really are a great example of that. You and Vicki love Surrounded by Skin. Thank you very much. I appreciate that too. I always try to step out in love. And I also know that I also have this monkey mind. And every person who's here on this planet has monkey mind. Every person, whether it's you, whether it's me, everybody has monkey mind. And our job isn't to try to kill the monkey mind. It's to love the monkey mind until what it is afraid of or saying alters. We get to be in charge of our monkey mind too. We don't just get to be in charge of our good part of ourselves, and we're not in charge of the part that's reactionary or defensive. We're in charge of both. We get to be in charge of both. We get the opportunity to learn how to utilize both. And here's the important thing, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, no matter what you say, your life becomes how you think of yourself. And no matter what you show me on Facebook about how great you are, how wonderful you are, etc., or how nice you are, or these wonderful sayings that we have in there, you can't fool the universe. It knows exactly how you feel about yourself. Even if you're fooling yourself, it still knows what is inside you, and it will manifest what is inside you and not what you present out here, the actual thing that you are in here. That's the thing that manifests. And in order to change that, we can't go out of ourselves. It doesn't matter how much we try to change ourselves on Facebook, that won't work. The only way we change ourselves is to come back to the center. That's the hard work. That's the thing that nobody wants. We all want everyone to believe our Pollyanna sayings. And boy, this person sure is smart because they posted this really great post. That's not it. It's like when it happens, when you're in it, and when you're reacting, can you slay your ego long enough to come back to the moment of now and challenge your mind and say, that might not be what the truth is. That might be what I think the truth might be, but what other truth could there be? What other truth could there automatically be? How can we hold on to our own mind long enough to create what we actually want to create? That's the biggest key to success right then. You can hear it over and over and over and over again. But until you make the decision to command your mind, to the decision to command your life, then life will just happen to you. And here's the thing. I want to be really truthful with you. You are going to put as much effort into learning to command your mind as you are learning to deal with whatever the life throws at you. You can command your outcomes, or life can be thrown at you. It's like you're going to spend the same amount of time learning to do this as you are this. It's kind of like people think that learning to become wealthy is really hard. But you know what? Learning to deal with debt is harder than learning how to be wealthy. Having to deal with all the creditors and this and learning which card is where and how to do that, it's as much work to become strapped in debt as it is to become wealthy and have what you want. They're both the same thing. The hard part is where your ego has allegiance. Does your ego have allegiance to credit, or does it have allegiance to wealth? You see, credit has the seduction of being easy up front. It says, you mean I can buy anything right now? I can just buy anything I want right now? And that anything I want right now hits our desire button. That bike over there, that new bike, I can just buy it right now. That car, that house, that this, I can buy it right now and worry about the pain of managing that debt later. Okay. Or I really want that bike. Oh my gosh, I can feel my desire for that bike. How much is that bike? How much money do I need to create in order to have that bike? I know how to create the money for that bike. It's just that simple. You're going to have as much energy out learning how to manage this as it is learning how to grow this. That's it. And that's the whole thing with your mind. Your mind is what you want. Okay. You have allegiance to your beliefs, that beliefs that may not be serving you. You can have allegiance to habits that don't do well for you. And they feel upfront, simple, but on the back end of them over here, they're super painful. They are uncomfortable to deal with. And over here, it's upfront painful. You have to be willing to confront yourself. But back here, it's more of an easy street. You have less stress. And the question is, where do you want to put your allegiance? And I want to change the word allegiance now to attention and focus. Where do you want to put your attention and focus? You're going to learn that both things take the equal amount of pain, and they have completely different outcomes. And your mind at that point has to allow itself to have and form the allegiance that you actually want to have. That's what I have for you guys today on the Coffee Break Show. It's 9:00 tomorrow on the West Coast. It'll be 10 o'clock Midtown. It'll be noon on the East Coast. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you're on YouTube right now, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow. Mwah! Bye. Peace out.